RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
Good evening, everybody. This is Tara Devlin. Hi. Why am I talking like that? I don't know. I'm in a mood. What else is new? I'm in a pissed off mood. How about you? I'm a little annoyed. I'm sorry I'm late for the show because I tried to, I have this channel is supposed to be over on Rockfin too. And I went over there, and there's a lot of right-wingers on there. Let's just put it that way. It's kind of more hassle than it's worth. But I went over there, and because I have to set up, every time I have to do the show, I have to set up the stream over there, too. And, yeah, I don't know. I can't find my channel. So I don't know if they deleted me. So I'm a little fucking annoyed. Okay, anyway, yeah, there you go, cursing again within the first 2 minutes, which doesn't do good on the algorithms or something. All right, guys, who cares? I never liked Rockfin anyway. It was so annoying. Every time, there was always some, I was always getting, like, blasted by right-wingers, like, you're stupid. They have nothing to say, right? They don't, okay, well, show me how. What did I say? You're dumb. You dumb C word. You lazy dyke, whatever the hell. Right? That's all they have. You're dumb. Oh, God. All right. Calm down, Devlin. Listen, guys. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Friday get-together. Unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. And let me ask you, what's so stupid about, wanting a country that works for the general welfare, not just the welfare of a couple of sociopaths at the top? Something wrong with that? What's so stupid about that? What's so dumb about having the emotional maturity, decency, inherent decency and empathy to function in a free democratic society? Huh? Can you explain it? It's crazy. I know, it's just so cuckoo. It's that loony liberals, those loony lefties, like Republicans like to call us. Loony libs, so loony. But there's no one more loony than the right, especially on so many levels. I only had, I took Psych 201. I had a couple of years of Psych, a couple of semesters. And so I know a little bit about Psych. And I had a lot of therapy too, so I get it. And, because I've done a lot of work on myself. I've come a long way. The way I used to be when I was younger, and just not, self-aware. Well, I was self-aware, but not, I don't know. Just more, didn't have recovery, let's put it that way. And I, had to look at myself. But I was never a sociopath. That's for sure. But I always felt indignant about the injustice of the world. But maybe that's what makes me dumb. Maybe I should be more sociopathic, right? Exactly. Jim on the chat. What's so crazy about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, it's so liberal. Stupid liberals. Dumbass liberals. Want all that we're in this together shit. I don't know. Like I say, we got a lot of work to do. And yes, thank you, Kathy. Kathy says, I caught you on the Tara and Tara show yesterday. Too short. That's true. Seemed not to be able to speak as much as Dublin. Well, she does talk a lot. So it's hard to get in there. Try to jump in a little, She's got that radio thing going. She's very, very talky. I'm talky too. That's why I do the show here. But it's fun, we'll find that balance. And it was a little short. It goes by too fast. Maybe as time goes on, we'll be able to do a longer show. I hope so. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed over at the Political Voices Network, get the hell over there. Let me see. I could put it in the chat here. Political Voices. So we will have a show every Thursday at, let me see, Political Voices. Where the heck is it? I should have put it in the description. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Because I had too many things to do at the same time. I'm making excuses as I'm apologizing. And I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed at everything that happened just 5 minutes before the show started. Political Voices Network. And I'm hoping doing the show over there will help this show too. Well, maybe they don't. Maybe they kicked me off over at Rockfin because I'm not, popular. Not one of their populars. They have like Jimmy Dore and shit over there. If I was if I was a right winger, it's fucked up. That's just the way it is. Thank you. The PayPal link, Jazz, is it should be in there in the description. Thank you for asking. And yeah, if you can become a patron, please do at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. And as always, I want to thank Charlie from APS Radio News for all he does to make the world a better place, and for the community cat donations. It matters, and it means a lot. Yeah, I thought the Tara duo was good too, Kathy. And we are, when we do talk, even offline, it's good. But it is kind of funny though, because Tara is very chatty. But that's what makes her great on the radio and all. A great, to do this. You can't be somebody who's shy and at a loss for words. That's for sure. So, but yes, so we got to get that balance. And I think there's a little bit of a delay too, because it's hard for her, because if you don't hear anything coming at you right away, because I think she's like on a couple of seconds delay, so she just keeps going. So, we'll figure it out. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I enjoy it too. I was enjoying listening to her too, listening to what she had to say. She's very entertaining, and that's why it's great. And yes, there were over 100 people watching the show live. We had a great chat room, and we did have a Trumpanzee in there, but we didn't ban him. People were saying, please ban the Trumpanzees. Yes, the audio levels, Jim, we're working on that, because Tara doesn't have a decent microphone. And we're working on getting that. And yes, we need a moderator in the chat. And I didn't see you in there, Jim, but I could make you a moderator if you want over there. It's up to you. If I had seen you, unless, there's no pressure. But we will have to get a couple of moderators in there. One day at a time. It was the first one. So, yeah, and she definitely needs a regular, because she's using the friggin' iPhone microphone, right? She needs one of these, one of the good ones. I mean, I'm in my living room here, and this microphone sounds great. Does all the noise cancellation, but it's not cheap, so they got to do it. They got to get her a mic, and we were actually discussing that today. So, hopefully, I don't know if she's going to get it by next week, but she definitely needs a better mic. Okay. But anyway, yeah, so that's the Tara Show on the Political Voices Network every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific. And hopefully it'll keep going. And we said that if it gets more popular, we might, go into 2 hours and more. We'll get guests on, and hopefully we'll have phone calls. It'll be good. It'll be a good show. She actually knows a lot of people too, like well-known people. She's been doing this a while. That's good. She knows a lot of, I don't know. She knows a lot more people than I do. So I'm feeling good about it. Hopefully it'll I don't know. Whatever. One day at a time. We will see. Okay, that's enough plugging and promoing. Whew, and enough of me letting you know what's wrong with me today. I don't know. I don't understand it. If you're gonna kick me off your platform, fucking send me an email. Right? Yeah, there it is. Every time I go to post, it says, "Are you interested in creating a channel?" I don't know. Is it a bug? I don't care. Just let me know. Because guess what? I'm doing the Tara show at Political Voices Network. And go F yourselves. All right. Hello. Guys. Okay, Jim says he will mod in the chat. All right, great. Next time, because what will have to happen when your next show, if I see you in the chat, I'm gonna have to. That's when I can do it. That's when I can make you a mod. So I can't do it right now. All right. Whew. I'm exhausted from life. Where do we begin? The ghouls are having their festival, CPAC. Don't they have one every 6 months now? It's ugh. I can't believe where we live, right? This is the thing. I don't even know where to begin because I was listening to Jasmine Crockett. She was on the Breakfast Club, and I heard some of the things she was saying. And actually, since we're talking about it, let's start there. I thought to myself when I watched the clip, because she says exactly the truth. Trump supporters, she says that they're less educated and don't want to read. These are just the facts. Now, I'm sure we can all hear the whining and crying from wherever the hell we're standing. Because, Trumpanzees, they don't like hearing the truth. But that it is the truth. They just don't want to learn. And even actually come to think of it, in that in our show, in the Tara show on Thursday, where the Trumpanzee in the chat, I was asking him, what are you talking about? You're stupid, or whatever he said. Well, enlighten me, right? Enlighten me. But I was trying to explain of course I had nothing to say, but I'm trying to explain, we're talking the truth here. We're giving the facts. We're giving the numbers. We're giving the history. We're putting it in context. We're breaking it down through reality, through not, it's not speculation. It's not, a fear of what might happen. We're talking about what's happening now, what has happened, the numbers, the fact that the Republicans are not good for the economy. Oh yeah, they're good for making billionaires at the top. They're good for concentrating wealth in the hands of a few. That's what they're good at. But they're not good at promoting the general welfare. That's for sure. In fact, they stand in the way, of anything that makes America actually great. But they're also good at they're good at lying to the faces of the people they pretend to represent. And for example, Mitch McConnell, he's announced his retirement. He's done enough damage for one lifetime, so he's going to slink away back to his shithole, poorly run district. With what to show? Right? With what has he to show for all his years in Congress? Right? Mitch McConnell in Kentucky being the top 10 poorest state with the low levels of education, being a state that has a UN inspector said that they encountered sewage that they hadn't seen anywhere in the developed world except for in these poorly run red states. What do you have to show for it, Mitch? And don't you think that these statistics alone would make the people of Kentucky see the light, right? To say that they don't, these people do fuck all for us. They're not working for us. They're making the rich richer. This is somebody, the evil of Mitch McConnell, who stood when Obama was elected after the second near Republican Great Depression in 100 years. And, and that's what happens. This is the cycle. Republicans destroy the economy and Democrats are elected to fix it. And that's what Democrats do until the Republicans, and when the Democrats are fixing the economy and fixing the country in general, the Republicans are standing on the sidelines, throwing stones, standing in the way. So, you're not fixing it fast enough. You're not doing it good enough. You're not doing it correctly. You got to do it this way. Do it the same exact way that we did it to destroy it. Right? They take that's what used to drive me nuts about Obama. How he would say, I welcome Republican ideas. Now, he was handed the near Republican Great Depression, the second one in 100 years, the Great Recession, all because of the kiss-up, kick-down Reaganomics policies. And it would drive me nuts because Obama, the great whatever the hell, I guess he thought the fever would break. Bullshit. They're not, this is not a fever. This is them. This is not a passing fad. This is who they are. They're fascists. They're antagonists to freedom, decency, dignity, and democracy. And then Obama would say, like even with Obamacare, Obamacare sucks. It's better than nothing, but it sucks because it's the Republican health care plan. But even with the rescue plan, the rescue and recovery plan, whatever they called it at the time, I welcome Republican ideas. Really? That's what drove me nuts. Oh yeah, let's do some more tax cuts because that's what Obama did. He put in these bad Republican ideas, the same policies that brought us to the second near Republican Great Depression in 100 years. Just to appease the Look, hey, I'm being bipartisan. So I spit back right at you the policies that destroyed the economy to begin with. Some more tax breaks that don't pay for themselves. But they keep saying it. Oh, tax breaks pay for themselves. Tax cuts to the rich pay for themselves. No, they don't. But they still say it. And it still gets repeated by the media. And this is why, we have half the country propagandized by the likes of Fox News and the right-wing influencers literally funded by the Kremlin. And they repeat this bullshit. Oh, Republicans, we want Trump because he's going to fix the economy. Yeah, he's going to fix it, all right. He's going to fix it real good. Right? And you're going to feel the pinch. You're going to feel the pain of him fixing it real good. Oh, don't worry. He won't even take you to dinner. He's not even, he ain't going to kiss you before he fucks you. That's for sure. Give me a break. It's just a fact. Look at the history. Republicans suck at everything that they touch because it's not just because they suck. Because they have a different definition of what makes America great. They're not trying to make a country that works for everyone. Have we all caught on yet to that? They're trying to roll back the American Revolution. King Trump, long live the king. Fuck you. Long live the king. How dare you? Right? How fucking dare you? But that's what we got. And the Republicans, he means the king of New York. They simply can't stop making excuses. Yeah, we didn't see what we saw. He didn't tweet a picture of himself in a fucking crown, calling himself the king, right? It's pathetic. These people are pathetic, but they suck, and they're always on the wrong side of history. that's what they are. They are the wrong side of history. They're only comfortable in history's trash heap, clearly. With all their Nazi salutes. I mean, they just can't handle a decent country. They have to make it as disgusting and small as they are. All right, well, where's this video that I was looking for? I need to take a breath. Here's Jasmine Crockett.
Play the clips of him talking about how he loves the uneducated, right? If he would ever run for president, he would run as a Republican. And we know, this isn't me trying to throw shade. These are just the facts. Mm-hmm. When you look at who's voting for who, the less educated folk, and when I say educated, I'm not even talking about formal education. I'm talking about people that literally don't want to read and enlighten themselves on facts. Mm-hmm. Those are the people that typically vote for the Republicans, and it's one of the reasons that we have to stop writing in theses as Democrats, right? Mm-hmm. We want to give you every single detail that we can find so that you can have all the information. But the reality is that the average person that is going out there and voting, they're not paying attention to that. And we fail to realize how selfish people are. People go out and
there you go. Yep. How selfish.
They vote in their own self-interest. Go back and play the clips of him talking about how he loves the uneducated, right? If he would ever run for president, he would run as a Republican. And we know, this isn't me trying to throw shade. These are just the facts. Mm-hmm. When you look at who's voting for who, the less educated folk, and when I say educated, I'm not even talking about formal education.
Yep.
I'm talking about people that literally don't want to read and enlighten themselves on facts. Mm-hmm. Those are the people that typically vote for the Republicans, and it's one of the reasons that we have to stop writing in theses as Democrats, right? Mm-hmm. We want to give you every single little detail that we can find so that you can have all the information. But the reality is that the average person that is going out there and voting, they're not paying attention to that. And we fail to realize how selfish people are. People go out and they vote in their own self-interest, right? Mm-hmm. And so you had all these racists that showed up and decided that they were going to vote for the other races because they thought, hey, we are all the same. But the reality is that he is a rich racist, okay? And so when he decided that he was going to look out for somebody, it was only going to be other rich white guys, not the rest of y'all. So as you're losing your job, as you're losing your Medicaid, as you're losing your farm, you're feeling away because you're like, wait a minute, you were supposed to go after the others.
Yep.
Not come after us. Mm-hmm. And now they're saying, oh, well, we'll give you a $5,000 check. I don't see it happen.
Sure. Yeah. She goes on to say that she doesn't see it happen. Of course, they promise everything. People are still suing this richest parasite on earth, Elon Musk, for the severance he promised them when he fired them from Twitter. Because he doesn't have enough money. And she's 100% right, Jasmine Crockett, as always. I mean, she's awesome. And I don't want to hear any Democrat scold her and say, oh, well, we have to, find common ground with these monsters. No, she's 100% correct. Why are you voting against your own better interest? And obviously, you don't want to learn. Like that person in the chat the other day. They just don't want to take in new information. And, because if somebody... And that's the difference between normal people and Republicans. Because if all of a sudden, whatever, somebody came to us and was like, look, here's the stats here. Here's the reality. Giving all the money, funneling everything into Elon Musk's asshole really does make everything wonderful. He gets everything he wants, like Jabba the Hutt, a bloated parasite. But look at all the prosperity for all that trickles down. I'd have to, I guess, say, wow, okay, well, that's what we should do then, because that works. And when we would if I got new information, you change, you adjust. That's what's called being an adult, like growing up, learning, evolving. But to Republicans, never learning, never evolving, never taking in new information, or even feeling uncomfortable. Yeah, because growing up is uncomfortable. Taking a fearless and searching and fearless moral inventory of yourself is uncomfortable. Trying to make yourself better, a better person, happier person, somebody that, can contribute to the world instead of just being a fucking taker, selfish prick, right? I guess that might make you a little uncomfortable. These people, what makes me really, I have no sympathy for the Trumpanzee, of course, because they need to feel it clearly. Because as Jasmine Crockett says, they're selfish. They don't care. These people, they would throw democracy out the window. And that's what they did when they voted for the con man, for the convicted felon. If it made the eggs, their own stupid eggs, cheaper, they don't see the big picture. But, I mean, it's like, it is really a deadly imbalance of, it's propaganda. It's incessant propaganda, intellectual incuriosity. They don't want to learn. I mean, there really is no excuse because they have their whole window to the world right here, on the internet. So you can go and find things. You can learn. You can try to, when I'm researching something, I try to the best of my ability, go to the sources and I double check it. Not just take everything's, especially nowadays. You got to really do your due diligence and know where it's coming from and what's the agenda. And all you got to see is a lot of it is the way things are written and put it in context. But do the, what do they call it? Linear research. Try to figure out, okay, who said this and why? And are they on the board of a big oil energy or whatever it might be? Do they have a conflict of interest? What are the stats? What are the facts? But we're not going to know a lot of that now because of Trump and Musk and the Republicans that are cutting agencies that take these stats and do research and study implications, especially this monster, this parasite Musk, who is now doing away with the very agencies that have him under investigation, that find him for safety violations and things like that. So, of course, the conflicts of interest are bottomless, and we will suffer. It's only been a month, and we're gonna be the ones living in the consequences of what the Republicans have done to us, but what the Trump voter did to us, and the Democrat who stayed home for whatever reason. Oh, they didn't like... somebody wrote on my fucking... what do you call it? On the Apple reviews. Stop praising Genocide Joe. You could have just sent an email. Why do you have to put it on the goddamn Apple reviews permanently? Like, it's ridiculous. Send an email. You don't have to put it... Stop praising Genocide Joe. Genocide Joe. Well... I feel sorry for you, really, if that's what you think, because now you're going to have, I guess, complete genocide. I guess they're going to make genocide great again, by the way. Going to turn Gaza into some kind of tacky beach resort for billionaires. But anyway, it's just... You sure taught us a lesson, Genocide Joe. What you can't reason with fascists. They're on a mission to destroy. They're on a mission to destroy America. That's the bottom line. They're taking us back to the system the founders rebelled against, and in the meantime, it's going to be a very bumpy ride into that pit. And anyone who cheers this, anyone who, thinks it's cool and gloats and dances about... I heard somebody, when I go to that Leopards Eating My Face Reddit page, which I live off of now. I live off of the Schadenfreude. But somebody said, one of the stories there was, that said that I hope every government worker gets fired. And the person who wrote it said, well, my daughter works for the IRS. And, oh, well, except your daughter. I mean, fuck you, right? But I think if the person, the stupidity of these people is not to be underestimated, because they don't seem to understand that it all matters. What they're doing to our federal government will affect every single one of us, in a negative way. Hold on. They fired people who work for the national parks. My niece and her fiance, I guess, they're getting married in a month or two, and they want to take their honeymoon going across country. They have a van by the river, and they're gonna go around the country, and they plotted out and mapped it all out, and beautiful trip for memories of a lifetime, right? Well, good luck now, because these national parks, people, they're getting told that they're not taking any other reservations, that there's nobody there anymore. There's people are not there to facilitate, anything. So, I mean, I think their fucking trip is going to have to be reassessed, but it's not just about them. It's every little thing that we have come to expect in a country that functions. See, it's so disgraceful. We're the richest country on the face of the earth in the history of the planet. And this is the best we can do. That when you call up the IRS, not only I had a call because whatever, it was a long ass story, and I overpaid my taxes apparently. I don't know how that happens. And well, I guess that won't happen anymore, because if I overpay my taxes, who's going to be there to figure it out and then give me the money back? But I had to get somebody on the phone, and then somebody stole my check apparently, and it became a whole long ordeal. And I had to get in contact with the IRS numerous times, and it was every day that I had to call them. It was a long-ass ordeal on the phone. And it's only going to get worse. You will not be able to get somebody on the phone now. But they're stupid. Republicans, they don't give a shit at this point, because the point is, as far as the IRS is concerned, just that specifically, every dollar spent on the IRS on facilitating the functioning of the Internal Revenue Service returns $3 to our federal treasury. So it's a good investment. But who cares, right? Elon Musk don't have to stay on the phone. He ain't calling anybody. He don't pay his fucking taxes. I mean, this bitch gets billions of dollars in subsidies. You think he's sitting there doing his 1040, whatever the hell? Even if he's not calling anybody. This bitch thinks he owns this fucking country. Him and that baboon that he bought for the low price of $250 million. But it's all gonna affect us. And I have this other video of this poor sad sack who got fired. See, I feel bad for him, but he's a Trump supporter. Okay?
What happened today?
So, I mean, I went in at my normal time. When I arrived there, everybody was in a very downtrodden mood. And when I went to my computer, everybody was having some technical issues. Like none of our computers were really loading up either the programs that we needed to operate, or like Teams my story is the teams. That's kind of how I figured out that we were getting fired today. Was when I went in.
It's unbelievable, that people have to live like this, right? People have to endure the stress of that. It makes me, it infuriates me. It breaks my heart. It infuriates me. I don't want to live in a country where millions of Americans are getting fucking fired for no good reason. Even though, okay, the leopards have come for this fucker's face, you dumb bastard. But I mean, good people too. Wake up, asshole. Wake the F up.
I logged into Teams and I sent you the photo of what I saw when I went to log in. And that's when I left my cubicle and I went around to everybody else I work with. And I'm like, hey, what's your Teams look like? Some were having trouble. Some were able to log in. It was very, very chaotic. There was no organization to it at all.
Of course not, because
and basically we just sat around for
they're taking a chainsaw, right? This is okay. I'll let this video finish, but this is not about precision. It's not doing anything correctly. Oh, they're saying they got to break it to fix it. Fuck you. This ain't Twitter. This is the United States. This is a country of 350 million people. Some of them are good people. More than half. Some of them stayed home over the last election for no fucking good reason, but okay. Others are dumb as fuck. The 31% of us. That's why we're here. You realize that. I know that I keep hearing the statistics. 40, however it was. Half the country voted for this. Half the country did this too. It's not half the country. Let's not forget. It's a little over 60% of the voting public turned out to vote in this election. And according to Greg Palast, we would have won. The normal people, the decent people would have won. He has the numbers. Not just and these are the official numbers of those who were purged from the rolls, of people who showed up and said, I like to vote. And they're like, well, you're not on the rolls anymore. Some people have been voting their whole lives. Veterans, Medal of Honor recipients, they're off the rolls, because they had darker pigment. And they were given provisional ballots. And we have the numbers of people who were purged, and they showed up and they weren't allowed to vote. So if not for that, we would have won. They should have, this is the thing. The Democrats have to always overwhelm the Republican dirty tricks. That's always been the case, because the Republicans, that's part of their strategy. Their strategy isn't to knock on doors and to convince people of their great ideas. They lie. They lie about their ideas. They pretend they're liberal ideas. Everybody's going to get health care. It's going to be great. It's going to be it's wonderful. It's like nobody's ever seen health care. And it's going to be cheaper and nobody's going to pay shit for it. And it's going to be perfect. Like that perfect phone call that got me impeached, right? But that's, they have to pretend they're normal people. They have to pretend that they don't have an enemies list, or that they don't want to destroy the very agency that they're put in charge of from the inside. They have to pretend that they're not criminals who hate America. Right? They got to pretend they're doing it for the people. Like Trump, they're coming for you, but I'm standing in the way. If I wasn't standing in the way, they'd come for you too. Yeah, if you also sent a violent mob of traitors to go beat cops, storm the Capitol, hang the vice president, and defecate and urinate in the halls of the Capitol, Or if you called up the Secretary of State of Georgia and said, find me the votes to win, if you did that too, I guess they'd come for you too. Oh, God. It's like, where the fuck do we live when you think about it? And even when you don't think about it, it's like madness. How did we get here? We got here for years of a concerted effort, money in politics, consolidated media that makes people stupid enough and racist enough to vote for their own demise. Everyone who voted for that fucking baboon who's now losing their jobs, you better believe they thought that they were going to hurt other people. It wasn't going to happen. They knew that people were going to get hurt, but they didn't think it was going to be them. That's the problem with them. They don't give a shit about their fellow Americans. And you can't call yourself a patriot when you don't care about the people in your country. I mean, no other country acts like this. Think about it, really. Are there, unless I'm wrong, find me any other country. Are there other examples of citizens in other countries that hate each other so much that they sell merchandise saying, I'm drinking the tears of my fellow Americans? Right? I'm drinking their tears. I want to own my fellow, whatever, my fellow Englishmen. I want to drink their tears. It's just so fucking sick. These people are sick. And it's so sad that, the founders, they, I don't know. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll finish that thought. The founders created a very progressive blueprint for a functioning civilization, and all their flaws and all their hypocrisies, of course. And they created a blueprint for a great country that, but it required something from the citizens. It required them to participate, to be educated, to get it, to not be a fucking traitor, to understand that a constitutionally limited democratic republic that promotes the general welfare over the welfare of the intergenerational aristocracy and monarchy, that would require a civic engagement. Right? That would require an understanding of history, of how tenuous and precious that kind of system is, that it has to be cultivated, it has to be protected, that it has to, to the point where I always say people who finally come and see the light about the baboon, well, what does it take? If you're a patriot, if you're a normal person, if you understand history, reality, this thing we're trying to do, seeing that baboon come down the escalator should have been enough. Calling Mexicans rapists and criminals should have been enough. Any actual patriot should have been, no, I'm out. I'm out of that one. We've seen this movie before. We know this con game. We know this divide and conquer con job he's trying to run here. And we're not falling for it. We're not that dumb. But sadly, we are. Selfish and dumb. Just like Officer Fanone said, too, when he was interviewed on CNN. We are selfish. We are small. We are self-centered. That's the complete opposite of e pluribus unum, of pledging your life, fortune, and sacred honor to each other. Oh, geez, Christ. That's a positively woke thing to say, isn't it? E pluribus unum. No, now it's I got mine. Sucks to be you. That the whole how vile, how repulsive, repugnant it is for the richest piece of shit on the planet, this parasite, a Nazi, a selfish, somebody who is a sociopath, dancing around on stage and firing people, dancing on people's graves, literally. That's what he's doing. And this is what we're talking about. Every time conservatives get their filthy, grubby, selfish prick hands around the neck of power, the suicide rate goes up. Oh, but that's great, right? Conservatives love that. Drink your tears. Think about all the tears they can drink. All right, let's continue with this.
The rest of the day, I mean, talk about government efficiency. We literally sat there and did nothing all day long while we waited for our fate. So again, we got our email saying that we were fired after sitting around all day knowing we were fired. And then we turned in our equipment about an hour or so later, and then we were escorted out of the building.
What do you make of what happened to you and your colleagues today? We hear about 400 employees, including yourself, were laid off.
Disgusting.
I mean, it's unfair. I mean, I was unemployed, so I was laid off. I was laid off before this job, and it took me 8 months to apply and go through all the background checks and everything I had to do to get this job. And then 4 months later, now I'm in the same boat I was in before. I don't know how to feel. I'm kind of numb right now. You know, I went out to lunch with one of my buddies after immediately it happened, and you know, what can you do at this point? Aside from reach out to the news organizations, reach out to our senators, reach out to our representatives. I mean, it was an illegal firing. My performance was good. I was I was doing everything.
Oh, they're saying that everybody's getting these performance letter saying that, oh, you're being fired for your performance. Well, this is another pretext to not pay people unemployment. You realize that? So, because they're coming for unemployment insurance too. Everything that makes America great, that the American people, that everything that built the American middle class to begin with. This unelected South African sociopath who is the personification for why billionaires are anathema to freedom and democracy. He doesn't like the middle class or an uppity workforce. No, you know, you're nothing to these people. Really, literally. They have no empathy. They are broken. They're fucking damaged people, psychopaths. They should really be, and this is the reason they need to be taxed into reasonableness. There's no reason. I mean, there's more of us than there are of them. There's a handful of them. There's millions of us, but we have to be under their thumb, under their sickness. They got to inflict their sickness on us. See, it's always been. We've always been hanging by a thread. And I've thought about this for so long about as far as billionaires are concerned, because the American people, the Republicans have changed the definition of the American dream over time to be from, you know, it used to be you too can have a decent middle class life, right? We should all have living wages and work in decent working conditions and retire in dignity and security. And if you fall on hard times, there should be a safety net to catch you. And if something, God forbid, happens, you should be, you know, you should get disability. You should not have to be homeless or live on the street and sell fucking apples like the little matchstick girl or whatever. Yeah, like in goddamn Charles Dickens' time. So, but they don't like that society. They don't want that society. They like the olden days, the very system, the serfs and lords system. So it really is a sickness, though. Think about how immoral. I don't know. Maybe I keep saying it too much, but how immoral it is to have $1 billion, to be the richest fucking piece of shit on the planet, and you have options. You can end homelessness, end hunger. You could feed everybody. You could rest peacefully knowing that everyone has a roof over their heads. Everyone has education. The chance to go to a doctor if they're sick. And instead, you fire them. You take their livelihoods away. You cut their lifelines. You cut their safety nets. You want them to die. I mean, it's just, they're fucking sick. This person needs to be stopped. They all need to be stopped. But we've all been hanging by a thread for years, watching the rich get richer and richer and richer. And I've often thought about it. What's it going to take for people to wake up to the fact that this is not okay, that billionaires are not the personification of the American dream. They are the antagonist to the American dream. They are the thing standing in the way of the American dream. They shouldn't be emulated. They shouldn't be honored. They should be taxed down to size if they can't. I mean, obviously, they're not going to do it themselves. This is all because of tax code, because of and it's like a vicious cycle. Money in politics. It makes the rich richer. They buy the politicians that corrupt government, and they keep it going. They just keep getting fatter and bigger and bloated until they've swallowed up the entire government itself. And now there's this fucking piece of shit parasite is spitting out the government because he hates the government. He hates America. He likes government. Excuse me. He hates democracy. He always has hated democracy. All of them. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, all of them. And we've only been lucky up until now, that Jeff Bezos pretended to be all for democracy when it seemed to be good for his rapacious, greed-centered gullet, because it was never enough for him either. That's a sickness. That's a effing sickness. And it has to be categorized as one. Hold on. This is Tara Devlin. I'll be right back. For real. Oh, you're envious. No, envious. That's what I hear from Republicans. You're just envious. I hope to be a billionaire one day. Say the Republicans. Good luck, bub. Please. Hope to be. How about you could have $1 billion? Maybe that's it. Maybe $1 billion should be enough. You think? I mean, what's better? I mean, does it matter? The rest of us, we're nothing, right? Well, that's what Ayn Rand says. What are the masses? But great. What did she say? Fuel to be burned by those who deserve it. That's an actual quote. Fuel. What are the masses but fuel to be burned or wasted? Something like that. Fuel to be wasted by those who deserve it. Sick. That is sick. That certainly ain't e pluribus unum. So, yeah, how about maybe, don't we all as a collective take precedence or take priority over this one parasite piece of shit? I mean, if there was a serial killer out there that was just mowing people down, wouldn't we stop him too? Oh, but it's okay if you're a billionaire, though, and you're stripping people of their, you get off stripping people of their lifelines, their livelihoods, destroying the very system that actual patriots fought, bled, and died to create and entrust to us. All right, let's keep going with this guy.
I was supposed to be doing. I was even one of those government employees that went every day of the week. I had to report.
You were one of the good ones. He wants to let us know. He believes in the bullshit rhetoric of the right, but he wasn't one of those bad ones. It's like all the Trumpanzees that are on public assistance of some form. You know, they deserve it. They're not taking advantage. It's the others who are taking advantage. All the ones they should hurt. All the ones Trump should hurt. He's one of the good ones. You know, not one of these bad government employees that just needs to go fuck off and die.
Every Monday through Friday, 7 to 3:30. That was my tour duty, and that's what I served. And here I am.
Did they give you any inkling as to is there a package that you're aware about? That exists right now? Or?
Well, no, not for us. I mean, I did not take that deferred resignation, which now looking back on it, it's kind of a regret. But
hey, dumb bitch, I'm sorry. You're not the people who took a deferred resignation ain't getting shit either. You're lucky. You will be lucky if you get unemployment. Because they haven't completely devoured it yet. We got a lot of work to do. I don't know if you guys realize. I know you do. But the damage is going to be extensive. Do you know how much they are setting us back? I mean, in as far as research, disease research, safety. I'm literally terrified of flying. I'm glad my niece and her husband are going to be traveling in a car, for fuck's sake. Because I'd be afraid. You got to worry about planes falling out of the sky because they're firing people. Firing safety inspectors. Firing everybody. Fuck this. Really.
If that's even going to be honored in the end anyway.
It's not going to be honored, Booby.
So,
you're a dumbass.
Feel pretty lost. I don't know where I'm going to go forward from here. You know, I know the job market's not great.
You're not
right
alone.
Now.
Well, it's not great because they're firing people. They're letting go of millions of Americans. Joe Biden gave the baboon an economy that was the envy of the Western world, and he's the lowest unemployment rate in over 60 years, created more jobs than any other president in modern times put together, and this is how he deals with it. The unemployment rate, it's all going to be Joe Biden's fault, though. You realize that. They blame him because the party of personal responsibility doesn't take responsibility, of course. And it's just fucking disgusting. They're all disgusting. But think about how we got here. It doesn't matter how many times the Republicans spit in the face of the average American. Is what they say they do. It doesn't matter what they do. It's what they say they do. And just keep churning out those hate bills, just keep giving them somebody to hate. I don't know, maybe this will wake up the others, the idiots. I don't know. But what won't wake them up is not telling them, like, Jasmine Crockett, she's got the right idea. Just bring it right to them. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't like the truth? The truth hurts. Before it sets you free, it'll piss you off. But here's the truth. You keep on voting for your own demise. Why? Get the help you need. Look at yourself. Go to therapy. Say, why am I a fucking racist? Why do I hate people I don't know? I have no clue about. Why can't I just leave people alone? Why am I so obsessed with somebody else's pee-pee? Why? Why do I care? Why can't I just like learn to live my own life and vote for everybody's better interest? Ultimately, why do I have to keep voting for people that do fuck all for me? And hoping it only hurts the people I hate. That's what they do. The people who kept sending Mitch McConnell back to the Senate year after year after year, when he did nothing for them. How many years has he been in the Senate? I don't know. Let me see. How many years? Oh, hi, Boudica. Years let's see, Mitch McConnell serve? Yeah, I guess. He didn't serve. He served himself. Let's see. 42 years. That's a whole lifetime. 42 years. And in those 4 decades, Kentucky has one of the highest poverty rates in America. Right? How do you face yourself in the mirror knowing this, Mitch McConnell, right? You know what I mean? It's just so bizarre to me. Oh, how's your performance? A performance review. Okay, well, I've been in the Senate for 50 years and still my state keeps slipping lower and lower in all positive measures, and it's in the top 10 of all the negative measures. So you keep voting for him because you hear on Fox News that he also hates the same people you do. Right? Persistent poverty. Unbelievable. In the red states, over 80% of all U.S. counties with poverty rates above 20% are in red states. 80%. Well, they need my blue state dollars to prop up their poorly run red states, but, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Education. Everything that's good, they suck at, and everything that's bad, they have in abundance. Congratulations, Mitch McConnell. But we should really congratulate the people that sent you back to the Senate year after year after year. It's really it's unbelievable. He is the longest serving Senate leader. He held the leadership until from 2007. He done enough damage. Oh, he fucked us royally. He brought us to this point. He could have helped and gotten rid of the baboon. There were many times he could have impeached him. He could have whipped those votes for impeachment. We just needed a few more. That's it. All we needed were some Republicans to show a spine. And they would have been glad to get rid of him, too. God.
What occurred today across the country is not going to help the job market.
No, it's not. I was trying to tell you.
Trump administration's actions.
I thought that he was...
You're fucking dumb.
I did support him. I was a Trump supporter.
Oh, you dumb bastard.
When he talks about government waste and all that, yes, I'm behind it.
Government waste, like him, like Traitor Trump, declaring more losses than every other American taxpayer for the 10 years of the tax returns that we have of his, thanks to discovery and the lawsuit he had against his niece. He was trying to steal his niece's inheritance from her father. He wanted that too. because, that's who he is. He's a piece of shit. And so we have the tax returns, and he declared more losses than every other American taxpayer, meaning he received the largest tax return. Maybe you got a couple of $100 that year. He got $250 million back from the government. Isn't he a piece of shit? Okay. But, yeah, he's good for the economy. Even though last time he left office with the worst jobs record since Herbert Hoover. But, okay.
I believe there is a lot of stuff in the government that needs fixing.
Sure. Everything that people are involved in needs fixing, right? That's the nature of humanity. The government itself is not bad. We are the government. The people are the government. Ideally. If you find a different way to do it, better, that's the way we should do it. Things should evolve. It should grow with the times. We should learn and grow and try to do things better. Yeah. But what the fuck? What is the meaning of an economy? This is another thing I don't hear anywhere on the corporate media. What's the meaning of an economy? No one's ever said that on the corporate media. They don't even put that question out there. It's like the fact that we all exist as the Soylent Green to make the rich richer is just the way it's supposed to be, I guess. No, the meaning of an economy is not to make the rich richer, so we can all have a decent life in this little blip of time. That when we call the IRS, somebody picks up the phone on the first fucking ring. Wouldn't that be nice? And we could have all these things. When you go to a park, you go to a national park, it's nice and clean and pristine and safe, and there's people there that could teach you things. There are guides and educators, and that where you can really experience the beauty of the land, and you learn things, and but I guess we're going to be a third world country now. We're on our own, Bubby. Well, don't worry, because Elon Musk don't want to go to a fucking Yosemite. Whatever. Oh, God, I hate him so much. I don't know. Okay, I should keep that to myself. That thought. I was thinking about the French Revolution, When do we get that? When do we get to that part? Where people have had enough.
And that's part of the reason why I actually wanted to work for the government, to help change the things that are wrong in the world.
You sucker.
And I thought that someone with like his business acumen would have come in with a fine-tooth comb.
Oh, you dumb
and
bastard!
Found it instead of coming in with a wrecking ball and destroying people's lives for no.
Hello, I'm Donald Trump, and welcome to the Trump Network. I want you to know why I'm so excited to be a part of this great organization. And the opportunity to achieve their American dream. I'm still looking for dreams. I'm doing damn well in life, but I'm still looking for the dream. It's a winning combination because it means you and your family can benefit financially from our breakthrough program. Follow our step-by-step success system that will help you grow your business. This,
of course, and we know the end of that story.
Journey is going to be a fantastic one, and you're going to have a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
The Trump Network is positioned to help millions of people,
millions and millions and billions,
and achieve the success they've always dreamed of.
With my scam, multi-level marketing vitamin scam. Opt out of the recession, where I will get millions of dollars and you'll be holding the bag. And that's what happened. My God. I thought he was a great businessman. He was just going to go in there with a fine-tooth comb. You know how he used to look at those swatches and how he bankrupted a casino? I thought he'd just go in there and know exactly how to bankrupt the whole fucking country. Scum. Oh, these people. it's offensive. They're offensive. Hello, I'm Donald J. Trump. Opt out of the recession. The scam artist. Unbelievable. But here's a local story about man-child Musk and CPAC.
Conservative conference hours.
Federal government job cuts while pitching
Whoops.
an idea to repay American taxpayers. Federal government
I'm
job
sorry. I guess I wasn't too
idea to
good at
repay American taxpayers.
getting clips today. I kept fucking it up.
To repay American taxpayers.
It comes as thousands.
What is this bullshit? He's got an idea to repay American taxpayers. Why is she reporting that like that? You know? Hey, he wants to cut everybody's throats, but he will sell you the Band-Aid. Don't worry, he's going to send you a Band-Aid for free. Even though he's gonna slit your artery. He's gonna slit you from fucking stem to stern. But he'll send you a Band-Aid. And why are they reporting it like that? Are we that stupid now? I guess we're just stupid now. We're all just Republicans now, right? And why are you to say it like that? He's going to cut everybody's throats, but he's got a good plan. He's got a plan? No, that's not a plan. That's some bullshit they threw out there because everybody hates their filthy guts. And nobody likes what they're doing. So, all the money we're saving. You're not saving shit. You're making it worse. You're making everything worse. That's what they're doing. People want the government to function. That's government efficiency. They want government to be efficient. But, oh, fuck, I dropped my mouse. But they, for years, since Reagan, I'm from the government, I'm here to help, is the worst, the 9 most terrifying words until there's nobody from the government here to help. And that's what Trump is already doing to some of these filthy, stupid red states. Right? With some of these red states that need federal money. Oh, well, you're on your own, he's telling them. All right. Oh, you've had enough. You got to find your bootstraps. No more federal mommy. Well, that's the way that's Peter Thiel, by the way. Hold on. Oh, I hate them so much. And this is the thing why I hate the corporate media, because for real. Oh wait, did I lose you guys? Don't tell me. Oh, brother. I shut the damn window. Where you were? Because they the way they're reporting this as if it's real, instead of reporting that this is bullshit, these people are fucking scam artists. It's the corporate media is just the stenographers for the coup. Why are you that's why I want to bang my head against the wall. He's got this great plan. Yeah, but he says he wants to send everybody 5,000. He also says, let's go to Mars, motherfucker. And he also said, hey, I want to build some stupid hyperloop, and they threw billions of dollars at him. You know what the hyperloop is? It's a hole in the ground. Scum. God, why?
Of workers at the IRS lose their jobs just weeks before the height of tax season.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy.
Oh, go
Elon
fuck
Musk
yourself.
wielding a chainsaw in Washington, boasting about slashing the size of the federal government.
Federal government job cuts.
Isn't he an asshole? I don't understand. Can anyone explain to me why anybody finds him endearing? People must. They were cheering him. Come on with this.
Tax season.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy.
I mean, he's such a moron. He's so unbearable. The personality. He's got the personality of a rake on a chalkboard. He's not a genius. He's a con man. He's a fucking Nazi. They're all Nazis. And that's the other thing that we got to remember. They're Nazis. And guess what? I don't have to tell you. Nazis are losers. Losers. They always lose in the end. But they kill and hurt a lot of people in the meantime. And I don't know how many times we got to learn that lesson. It hasn't been that long since the last time we had to learn the lesson. A little over 75 years, and here we go again. We gotta. I don't know why anyone would want to identify themselves with Nazis. They're the losers. Always losers, and racists are stupid. It's a scientific fact. So we got the losers in 1860s, the losers in the 30s and the 40s, and the losers now. Just losers once, every time. Always on the wrong side of history. Always losers. And not just that they end up losing in the end, because they will lose in the end. This time will come to an end. It will. How fast we get through it, how much damage is done, more will be revealed. But I really hope that people wake up and understand that, guess what? We are in this together. I'm not trying to hurt these people. Like, they want to drink my tears for whatever reason, because they're sick. Go get help and find out why you want to drink liberal tears. What is it about other people who aren't racist assholes that have you very upset? Have you so upset you want to drink their tears? Why don't you figure out how to help people? You get a far more productive life. You're happier in general. That's the way Mother Nature made us. You can't, the spiritual laws of the universe. When you help somebody else, you help yourself. That's a spiritual law of the universe. That's why Mother Nature put in us the oxytocin. So we get the same kind of oxytocin hit when we give something to somebody as when we receive something. So it's not just, it's a two-way street. That's by design. We're supposed to help each other. We're supposed to feel good helping others. Not supposed to feel good with a chainsaw. Bureaucracy. I mean, talk about the fucking sociopathy of these assholes, of everyone in this audience, of that parasite, the biggest parasite on earth, dancing around with a chainsaw. He's talking about people's lives, their livelihoods, their futures, their retirement. What are they going to do? There are people that can't sleep tonight because they lost their jobs. They don't know what they're going to do. They have no money saved or whatever it might be, because guess what? The rich have gotten richer and the working class have lived paycheck to paycheck and have no savings thanks to the goddamn tax code. Since Reaganomics urinated on us or whatever and told us it was trickling. And he's dancing around on stage. The richest scum on the face of the earth is dancing around with a chainsaw while there are mothers wondering how they're going to feed their kids. For no good reason. For no good reason. There's no reason. It's needless. And that's the thing that I can't stand about Republicans. It's every time they get power, there's needless suffering, needless pain. You're on your own. We're not in this together. There's no e pluribus unum here. Pledge your life, fortune, and sacred honor to each other. These people have no honor. Oh, they got a lot of fortune. They got all the fortunes. They ain't pledging it to anybody but themselves. Does that sound like America? Does that sound like make America great? How can you make America great when you're not even good? You're not even a good person. You're a horrible person with a horrible disease called greed. You're a psychopath. I mean, there's something wrong with you. You don't give a shit about anybody. And all of them are little psychopaths too, because and it happens all the time, as we know. Even in the chat of the Tara show, didn't that guy say, one of the Trumpanzee that was in there was like, oh, I enjoy drinking your tears or something like that. I enjoy your pain or something. I don't know. It's something weird about that. You do? Well, you're a psychopath. But I guess, what do you want to bet they would say they're Christians too? Yeah. It's very big Christians. And thank you. Oh, thank you, Jim. I'm sorry. I didn't say thank you earlier. I like the Tara show, says Jim. Yes, me too. Thank you, Jim. And thank you, Josie, for your super chat. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed.
Musk wielding a chainsaw in Washington, boasting about slashing the size of the federal government.
Fuck you.
I am become meme.
The man in charge of the Department of Government Efficiency,
which isn't a department. Okay, this is where the corporate media has failed. Again and again and again. The man in charge of the Department of Government Efficiency. What is so hard about saying the fake Department of Government Efficiency, which is not a department because it hasn't been created by Congress? Ugh.
Getting a hero's welcome at a conservative conference hours after the IRS began firing some 6,000 workers.
I'm proud of the work. Sad to leave my colleagues.
This now former IRS worker says he's been fired even though he was brought in to streamline data and automation at the agency. Although officials insist none of the layoffs directly affects the processing of tax returns, there is concern the cuts could lead to delays.
Bullshit. Oh, yeah, none of it will affect anybody. It's all so very efficient, don't you know? Oh, my God. All right, guys. That's the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show. Come and hang out on youtube.com/C4channel/Tarabuster to watch the end of the show. Become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. We will win. We will win one of these days. We are on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. Come and check out Tara's show on the Political Voices Network. And we're here on Wednesdays, too, with Robyn Kincaid from headon.live. I don't know. I don't get any sleep anymore, but it's okay. I do it for you. All for you, patrons. Then I jump. No, I will not. Let's see.
Potentially affecting refunds.
You can only imagine with so many people being let go and so much kind of like information and potential being lost, people will probably expect some disturbances.
But Elon Musk suggesting Americans could get another check from the government.
The spoils of battle,
Pitching a $5,000 dividend for taxpayers funded by the cuts made by his Doge group.
I talked to the president, he's supportive of that, and so it sounds like, that's something we're going to do.
Oh, sure it does. Like Hyperloop and Let's Go to Mars and all the Twitter employees that are suing the asshole for the severance he promised them about 2 years ago. They're still in court. Good luck, bubbies. Look at this fucking piece of shit. I really can't. I hate him legally and peacefully. I just, goddamn, I don't know. I can't be alone here. I don't understand why anybody finds him in any way endearing or charming. He's got zero charm. He's got zero charisma. He's dumb. He's small. He's greedy. Oh yeah, you probably saw he was wearing a cowboy hat on. He had it on backwards. I mean, he's a genius, right? I mean, I thought he was a genius. He doesn't know how to put a fucking cowboy hat on. He doesn't know how not to call people the R word, right? He calls people retarded because he's very, he's very, very smart. He's a smart guy. Let's go to Mars. How is this happening? You know how much they're setting our country back? The FBI, this Kash Patel being confirmed, Pam Bondi. The whole government is it's a gangster government. And this effing con man thinks he's a king. I am the government, he said. I am the law.
Also shaking off accusations that he's a Russian asset following reports last year that he'd been in contact with Vladimir Putin.
People sometimes to end this war. Say I'm a bought asset of Putin. Yeah. I'm like, he can't afford me.
Excuse me, you're doing it for free, bitch. Because you're a Nazi. You hate America. He can't afford me. Ha ha ha. I guess he was practicing that one. But listen, they all fell for it.
End this war. I'm a bought asset of Putin. Yeah. I'm like, he can't afford me.
It comes as the Trump administration appears to turn toward Russia while calling Ukrainian President Zelensky a dictator.
Appears. Yeah, all roads lead to Putin's dick.
In a new move, the administration objected to language in a G7 document that refers to Russia as the aggressor in the Ukraine war.
Shame.
Even some Republicans voicing concern at this apparent turn toward Putin.
This man is a cancer and the greatest threat to democracy in my lifetime. The strength of our alliances are on the line, and the future of democracy in the world is on the line. If we,
but honey, you're a Republican.
Do anything less than defeat Vladimir Putin.
Officials say Trump is frustrated with Zelensky because he rejected Trump's offer to settle war debts by handing over half the country's mineral resources.
Gangster, right?
To the U.S.
Officials say Zelensky's team is working on a different offer regarding how to share those.
Incredible. See, these people are small. They're not, they're not worthy of the country. America is just too big for them. That's why they want small government. They're talking about small and petty and tiny and transactional as they are. I mean, what he did is in regard to Ukraine, calling Zelensky a dictator and spreading the talking points of Putin, saying, oh, he should have just made a deal, saying that Ukraine is the aggressor, Zelensky's the aggressor. It's like if FDR had adopted Hitler's language at the beginning of World War II. Absolutely, it's the same thing. There's no difference. If FDR came out and said, yeah, well, those Jews, they really do need to be purged from anywhere because they are poisoning the blood. These people are Nazis, and I'm sure you saw that. What's his face? Steve Bannon, another, he's a Nazi. They're all Nazis. Gave the Nazi salute. This is a new thing with them. Not too new. I mean, it's the same old new thing. giving the Hitler salute. Like I said, losers in 1945, losers in 1865. Here, I'll have to play it off the screen here. They're so pathetic. Come on. I can't control my mouse. Screen flu. What number is that? I'm having trouble with my mouse. It's not cooperating. What the hell, man? No, not that one. Jeez Louises. Hold on. Maybe this one? No. This one? That's gotta be it, yeah. Look at this. Oh, there's no audio?
That they win. The only way that they win is we retreat. And we're not going to retreat. We're not going to surrender. We're not going to quit. Fight, fight, fight.
They're so disgusting. Fight, fight, fight. What a tough guy.
We're not going to quit. Fight, fight, fight.
What a fucking disgusting pig. No offense to pigs. I love pigs. Pigs would never betray their country like Republicans do. They don't deserve America. And I don't, you know what? And this is when I'm watching this, I'm thinking, I just think of everybody that voted for this. You know, all the idiots that were like, yeah, the price of eggs. For real. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's all that matters, the price of eggs. It doesn't matter that you're voting with Nazis, that the American Nazi Party endorsed Traitor Trump, that Putin, that the world's dictators are as giddy as kids on Christmas morning, that everyone who is a horrible anti-American dictator is, they just can't believe how happy you've made them. They can't believe their luck. Because you were all about the eggs, right? You wanted the eggs to be lowered, even though now they're $18 a dozen in some places. In New York, in some places, they're selling eggs as Lucy's. You know how they would sometimes sell Lucy cigarettes? Now they're selling Lucy eggs. Because they're so expensive. I got a sandwich. It's usually an egg sandwich. A sandwich. I got a sandwich. I sound like a Staten Islander there. I got a sandwich. It was $8 for a fucking egg sandwich. Well, thanks, Republicans. All you had to do was sacrifice everything. All you had to do was give a country over to a bunch of Nazis. You know, I don't know how anyone dares look themselves in the mirror, even like that idiot IRS agent or worker who just got fired. He voted for Trump because he believes in government efficiency. Well, who the hell doesn't? You don't make government efficient by slitting its throat, by giving it over to a sociopath. Oh my God, you know how you make it efficient? You take a couple of zeros off of the end of the sociopath's bank account that he'll never miss in a million lifetimes, even if he tried. And you hire people. You hire a bunch of people. You hire workers and you train them and you put them to work. So when you call the IRS, they pick up on the first ring. When you go to a national park, there are people there to make it nice because, you know, we're the greatest country on earth, aren't you? Don't you know, right? Don't you know, rest of the world? We're the greatest country. We can't do fuck for anybody but ourselves. We don't give a shit about anybody but ourselves. We drink each other's tears. But we're the greatest country in God's green goddamn whole, 7,000 years. God made the earth 6,000 years ago, and he made America the greatest thing that ever was, even though there's a lot of Christians around here, but they all like drinking each other's tears. They like drinking the tears of people who are different. They want to just make sure everybody knows, they want people crying because they need to drink those tears. Could you imagine? I mean, you really have a funny definition of what makes things great. If you think that making a country of what is this? Are we all the Unabomber? We all got to live off the fucking fat of the land? I wish, go move to the woods, Republicans. Move to Russia. You want to live in an autocracy? Move. You don't get to make one here, especially with an unelected South African sociopath. And I don't want to hear on the corporate media, oh, well, he says he's going to give us $5,000. He also said he was going to go to Mars, too, didn't he? So did Trump. Remember? They held a press conference. Let's go to Mars. Why don't you go fucking, waste somebody else's time? Con man. Why don't you just go back to selling those multi-level marketing vitamins? That scam. Pricks, these fucking bastards. I hate them. Nazi salutes. I mean, what a bunch of losers. You're talking about racists, assholes who, what are you doing a salute for? Because they hate people like you hate them. That's it. But that's what Steve Bannon's been doing all this time. He goes all over and he tries to spread his Nazi hate. But, then he goes back on his program right after pleading guilty to grifting the same dumbasses who listen to him. Well, he hates the same people they do. So they choose to ignore the fact that he's a grifter. I guess it was it was lawfare against him, right? Everybody's picking on them. Everyone picks on the Nazis. If we could just let them be Nazis and everybody else gets in our natural place and they can drink our tears, it's going to be a golden age. Just like what Hitler wanted. He wanted, 1,000-year Reich? Motherfuckers. Oh, here's J.D. Vance at the Circle Jerk of CPAC talking about masculinity because he's totally not gay.
That we need you and we're fighting for you every single day.
Right. Oh, well, that was the beginning of it. He's talking, that's the whole bullshit of how they're fighting for us. We're fighting for you every single day. Don't worry about it. Take our word. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Pay no attention to everything that we fucking do. Pay no attention that we're slitting your throats. But, hey, they don't respect people. How can you respect somebody that votes for their own demise? You can't. How can you respect people that are so stupid? They fall for the same divide and conquer shtick again and again and again. How can you respect people that you sell magic beans to and they keep opening up their wallets? How can you, like Steve Bannon, he grifted his audience for this fake build the wall pack. That's why he was arrested. And then when he was arrested, he should have been put in prison like any other con artist. But all the time, this is why the country, I think, is fucked. Because every time we turn around, the legal system just does it. It's like, Merrick the Meek. All right, be a good boy now. Every time he left court, Steve Bannon was in front of a camera going, "This is lawfare. I have not yet begun to fight. They're after me. They're getting me. I will fight, fight, fight." That same old fucking bullshit. But then he pleads guilty. Right? Because he is guilty. He robbed those who, think he gives a shit about them. He set up, that's what Trump does. That's what they all do. It's all a scam. Just sell them magic beans. And, he goes right from the court back on his podcast. And the same suckers, I bet you there's so many of these same suckers who listen to him. They tune in. You think there's any mea culpa? Gee, I'm sorry I fucked you over. Unbelievable. Yeah, he received a 3-year conditional discharge, avoiding jail time. Barred from fundraising or serving as a director of a charitable organization. And then he's prohibited from using donor data. All right, well, who's going to check up on that? Kash Patel? Pam Bondi? Yeah, felony. He pled guilty to a felony count of first-degree scheme to defraud. The plea stemmed from his role in the We Build the Wall fundraising campaign, which was nothing but a scam. Defrauded. You know how much he defrauded? The dumb fucks? The Nazis? Stupid enough to vote for him? Or, to send him money and listen to his fucking lie mill of a program? $15 million he stole from these stupid fucking racists. I know, I'm cursing a lot tonight. Here we go. But don't worry, J.D. Vance, we're fighting for you. We're fighting for you. Don't worry about it. You could tell by all the people who we're giving you a lot of tears to drink. Because there's a lot of crying going on now. A lot of people home crying. And if you think that doesn't affect the whole country, then you're as dumb. You're dumb enough to vote Republican.
I think, you asked me.
Woo! You're fighting
my message
for us.
to young men is I think that our culture sends a message to young men that you should suppress every masculine urge.
He's so masculine.
You should try to cast aside your family. You should try to suppress what makes you a young man.
I've never heard so many manly men of masculinity whine and cry like little bitches. These are the most fragile little bitches that have ever walked the earth. But he has no examples. What is he talking about? Men are, you gotta suppress what makes you a man. What does that mean? What makes you a man? You being a rapist? Is that it? You should not be a rapist. Yeah, you should not be an asshole. He goes on social media. I guess it's like man-child Musk, like the parasite, sociopathic, unelected South African fucking example of why billionaires are parasites and shouldn't exist. That calling somebody a retard. You retard. Is that being a man? So manly to wave around a chainsaw while you're cutting people's livelihoods. There's no decency in anything that they do, is there? Oh, make America great. Just dance around like a big fucking baboon without a care in the world. Don't give a shit about all the families that you set into turmoil, that you needlessly put on you just needlessly to cause pain to millions of Americans, and you're dancing around on stage like a goddamn baboon while a bunch of other baboons and Nazis, same thing, all applaud. Right? He's so man. Don't you see the manliness in him and them and all of them? They're so manly. See, they are the opposite of masculine. Manly people aren't petty little bitches. You know, men care about others. Compassion. That's strength. If you're strong, if you have physical strength, but you choose not to be a bully, that's being manly, wouldn't you think? Being a bully, being a petty little bitch, being the fragile little con man that, I mean, look at the people, look at who he genuflects to. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, the most fragile little bitches going. Blocking people. He blocks people. He had to buy a whole social media site because somebody, I don't know, he hates trans people. It triggered him. And then if you say anything bad, then he suppresses your account or he blocks you or removes you altogether because he's so manly. And then he calls people a slur against vulnerable, developmentally disabled or whatever people, people who, I guess he likes to say that he's kind of developmentally disabled when he's giving Nazi salutes. We're supposed to have compassion for him. Oh no, you can't criticize him. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's a stupid. And this guy, he wants to lecture us on what being a man is while genuflecting, while kneeling in front of the most fragile little bitches on the planet who are the opposite of being a man. I mean, men aren't con men. Being a con man is a bad thing. Men take care of people, right? Isn't that part of being a man? Being a provider, caring about your family. How about the family of the American people? Men, a lot of men gave their lives for this country. A lot of men stormed the beaches of Normandy and never made it home. Overthrowing somebody that J.D. Vance kneels in front of. J.D. Vance, who called Trump America's Hitler, but then he saw that he could, get his ultimate goal, I suppose, of destroying democracy once and for all. Him and Peter Thiel, another democracy. I mean, they're all the evil supervillains in the war against decency, dignity, democracy, and humanity. Hi, Tara Jr.'s here. Really? That's who they are. It's like, and the corporate media, instead of reporting what Vance is and who he is, who he's funded by, they just go along. Well, he said he's going to give us $5,000, everybody. Well, hopefully that'll last your whole life. What are you going to do? Millions are out of a job now. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Oh, well, go to Walmart. Maybe you could be a Walmart greeter. Maybe you can be you can't be a researcher. You can't be. Or you have to go work in the private. Everybody's just going to go work in the private sector. There'll be so many jobs available. These motherfuckers. I can't take it. Okay, keep going.
First place. And I think that my message to young men is don't allow this broken culture to send you a message that you're
Speak
a
for
bad
yourself.
person
because
you're a man. Because
who's
you like
giving
to tell
them
a
a
joke,
message?
because you like to have a beer with your friends.
Because who is telling men they're bad because they like to have a beer with their friends? Anybody? Can anybody give me an example of this anywhere? That's what I can't stand about the anything that they talk about. You just have to fill in the blanks. Trust me. Everyone's being told they're bad because they like to have a beer with their friends. Who? Who is telling people this? Nobody. It's all fucking made up in their minds. Their tiny minds. It's another ruse so they can inflict their manias. Get a grip, JD. No one's telling men that they're bad because they want to have a beer with their friends. That's something they want to do. You know, maybe the people who worked at the IRS would like to do that too. After work, they go and they have a beer with their friends. And then they go home and they pay their bills and they live their lives and they wake up and they go to work again and the next day and the next day, and they don't have the stress of being treated like shit by the richest parasite on earth for no good reason. They get to go and service the American people, do their part to make America great, you know, to make a country that is that shining city on a hill. You know, you would think the shining city on a hill, when you call up the IRS, they would pick up the phone. Or you call, or the shining city on a hill is doing some cancer research, coming up with fucking cures and shit. You know, we wouldn't even have the internet if not for government research and development. Maybe it would have come along years later, but that's what created it in the first place. But now, oh well, they use that to destroy us. So many things, you know, the polio vaccine, government research and development. Fucking fuck. Government bad. Government. I want to drown it. I want to strangle it. I want to kick it. I want to kill it. I want to drown it in a bathtub. Government. Yeah, the government of, by, and for the people. That's what they want to kill. The government of, pledging your life, fortune, and sacred honor to each other. Well, I want to kill that because we don't pledge our lives, fortunes, and sacred honor to nobody. We pledge it to Elon Musk. That's the only life, fortune. Well, fuck honor because he has none. But that's the only thing that matters. Well, that's it. Doesn't matter. Our fellow Americans, we want to drink their tears, right? Oh, the CPAC audience must have been drowning in tears when they weren't drowning in grinder dates because they were all in the fucking closet. You see, in fact, the Grindr app was crashing, according to, let's see, Grindr, because they all, there's nothing wrong with it, whatever, but they're in the closet. And when they get away, they're like, honey, I'm going to CPAC. Then they're like banging each other like broken goddamn screen doors. Because because they're fucked up. Like, just get help. Just be yourself. That's why they hate everybody who's living an authentic life and they want to stop everybody. And that's why this J.D. Vance, who wrote in his book that he was questioning his gender identity, now all of a sudden he wears eyeliner, funded by a gay billionaire that hates democracy, but he's totally straight, and telling everyone what to do. Men should do this, women should do that. Everybody should be exactly what he says they should be. None of this freedom of being yourself and shit.
Or because you're competitive.
Who is telling men they can't be competitive? In fact, that seems like something that they tell women. So he says men are getting told that they can't have a beer. Nobody says nobody ever.
A man, because you like to tell a joke. Because
what joke? That's the thing that I want to ask, too. Who's telling men they can't tell a joke? See, they want to tell a joke about, like, they want to call somebody the F word. They want to tell a gay joke, a black joke. They want to use the N word. That's what it's about. Men shouldn't be told that they can't, be assholes. We want to go back to the good old days when we could say the N-word and we could rape women without consequence, when, women knew their place. We could, they brought back the R-word, right? That's the new thing. Soon they'll bring back the N-word. Trust me on that. That will be their new thing, because it's a thing with them now, using the R-word, right? Let me look this up here. It's the truth. Republicans are now all saying, the R word. Let's see, Republicans. But I'm telling you, let's mark this time, February 21st, 2025. Tara Devlin predicted that the Republicans will soon be saying the N-word openly. It's true. Let's see. Yep. It's been a thing. Recent instances of Republican-affiliated individuals using the derogatory term retard, which I'll say in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, Ann Coulter, conservative commentator Ann Coulter, she was taking it for a ride, taking it for a spin, faced backlash for tweeting about President Obama, Romney's decision to be kind and gentle to that retard. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. Tarrant County GOP Chair Beau French sparked outrage for repeatedly using slurs, including never go full and R-word strength, but saying it in social media posts. He included the word as an option in a poll, mocking his political opponents. And then, of course, the con man himself, the convicted felon, rapist, racist, Nazi, America-hating dictator, wannabe, declared himself a king. But he also used the R word against who should have been our president, Harris, calling her retarded during a donor meeting. He also called Jeff Sessions retarded and Joe Biden a mental retard. It's like, if kids acted like this, they would be disciplined, you would hope. But no, not anymore. Not the Republican Party. Not this bottomless, degenerate party called the Republican Party.
You like to have a beer with your friends,
yes,
or
everyone
because you're
is
competitive.
Picking on you.
It's
woo!
Our message, the cultural message, and I think the president's and mine is the exact opposite. But our cultural message is, I think that it wants to turn everybody, into whether male or female, into androgynous idiots who think the same, talk the same, and act the same. We actually think God made male and female for a purpose, and we want you guys to thrive as young men and as young women. And we're.
Do you hear that backwards ass breakdown? Hold on a second, because I'll break it down in a second. Because he basically said two conflicting things in the same sentence, but okay. We will win one of these days. We will, because we're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. It's true. We stick together, we win. And we have to stick together and call these assholes. Oh shit, that was loud. Wow, that hurt my ears. I'm sorry about that. Scared me too. Watch the Tara Show on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. Not Tuesdays, Thursdays. Holy shit. It's Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the Political Voices Network. Please do. Become a patron. I don't know. Will somebody become a patron? Will others become I want to get patrons. I need some patrons. Well, I do have patrons, but we need more patrons. If we want more shows and more liberal media, I don't know. That's what has to happen. We don't have big billionaire benefactors. We only have each other. And that's it. Charlie from APS Radio News can't do it all. That is the truth. All right, let's listen to him, what he says right now. And I'm just going to tell you that he's full of shit. And he's saying two different things, but that's what it is, living in this fucked up timeline that sucks. It's very, it's enough to make you go cuckoo.
Made male and female for a purpose.
Okay, so let's break it down. He wants everybody to be free, right?
And mine is the exact opposite. But our cultural message is, I think that it wants to turn everybody, whether male or female, into androgynous idiots who...
Into androgynous idiots.
Think the same, talk the same.
Think the same, talk the same, and do everything the same.
And act the same.
But he wants to make sure that we're all in our place as idiots, I guess.
We actually think God made male and female for a purpose.
Okay, so not being androgynous idiots that think the same and talk the same and act the same, but being male and female idiots that think the same and act the same and talk the same. Is that it? Because that's what he's saying. Like, we all need to be in our roles. Otherwise, don't be any... No, if you're not in your trad wife or trad dude, guy role that calls people the R word and has a beer, like that nobody, have a fucking beer. Nobody cares. As long as one day at a time. But no one's giving people grief for having a beer, being competitive... Or what else? Telling a joke. You could tell a joke that doesn't make or demean somebody, right? You're not that stupid. You're not 12 years old, are you? I know J.D. Vance is 12 years old, emotionally. So are the Republicans. He called somebody a dummy on his Twitter account, because that's what they've done to the greatest country on earth that ever existed, right? The shining city on a hill. We have a bunch of emotionally stunted, greed-centered ghouls and their billionaire masters, and they're calling people dummies and retards. Because that's the greatest country. That's how the greatest country is.
And we want you guys to thrive as young men and as young women, and we're going to help with our public policy to make it possible to do.
Public policy that makes it possible to do that by making sure that, no gay marriage, no, and as far as public policy, because what they're trying to do, there was a whole thing at CPAC about how men are getting the short end of the stick when it comes to divorce laws. So they want to change all the no-fault divorce. That's another thing on their list. You realize that? So, because they want women to not have the choice to leave. So if you're in an abusive relationship, they want you to have no options. You got to stay in that abusive relationship. So they're going to change public policy, so you don't have any options anymore. Just like when America was great again, when it was never great. It was maybe great for if you're a straight white man, rich. That's the country they're making. They're reestablishing the very system that, of course, the founders fought a revolution to overthrow, where the rich run and rule and everybody else fights over the scraps and awaits their rewards in heaven. But also with, of course, the strict racial hierarchies and social and gender mores where, everybody who's not a trad wife, you're just an androgynous idiot. It's so fucking, it's so backwards. They're just backwards. And they hate freedom. That's what it's about. Freedom is very triggering to them. If you're free to be yourself and live your authentic life, no matter what, pursue your dreams, pursue what you want to pursue. Does it matter if this is a traditionally female or male or what? To them it does. But they're going to make that public policy. Right? Like, women have to bleed out in parking lots and shit like that. Oh, the fun has only just begun for them. All right. Listen. Somebody just left me a gift in the litter box, so it's kind of really got to get addressed. And it's got to get addressed very soon. All right, listen, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Become a No, that's not the link. The Tara Show. I thank you for posting that, Jim. But I think that link is broken. Let me see. YouTube. We don't have our own link for the Tara Show. It's the Political Voices channel. Political. It's the same. It's not. It won't be the same link, but it's the same channel. Political Voices. Like, for example, I don't know. We don't have our own little link, do we? Maybe one day. I don't know how that works. Where's the Tara Show? Videos. I'm looking for it. All I see is Stephanie Miller. Tara Show. I can't find it. Home? Maybe, it's under live. Yay, it is. It's under live. This is the show. Is that the link in the description below? Oh, I'll have to fix that. Oh, shit. I fucked that up then, kid. I sees. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out, my friend. I fixed it. Hopefully it'll be fixed. All right. What's the link for the Tara OnlyFans? You're very funny. This is it. You got to become a patron, maybe, and then you get the link. All right. It's really stinking in here. I got to get going and fix that litter box situation. You know how it is if you have cat. They have the worst poops. It's almost like a bunch of traitors on January 6th. I'm sure that's how the Capitol smelled. Booty. Okay, so probably be here on Wednesday for our show. Robyn and we do our simulcast. Then Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard at the Political Voices Network with Tara Dublin and myself. And then back here on Fridays at 8:30-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our Tarabuster. And then I also have been writing on the Political Voices Substack. You should check that out. All right. Maybe one day I won't be a loser on getting kicked off of Rockfin for what, I don't know. Maybe I'm not kicked off. Maybe there's a problem. Whatevers. It is what it is. We will win one day. One day. Dogs love cat shit for some reason, really? Ugh. It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. But they're cute. Even when They're little. They stink. It's really bad. It's probably because they're obligate carnivores. So, meat is bleh. All right. I love you all. Thank you, everybody. Become a patron. Give the goddamn show a good review on iTunes. That would help. Instead of negative reviews like stop praising Genocide Joe. If you have some like comment like that, just fucking email me. Don't put it on this stupid goddamn permanent review page. It's kind of will lose its sell-by date eventually. And that's the other thing. This isn't before I go. Where the fuck is Joe Biden too, right? Where's Harris? What they should be doing, in my opinion, especially Harris, they should be out there running a cabinet, a shadow presidency. Yes. That's what they have to do. Saying, this is what we would do. This is how we would run it. This is this, right? And as that con man keeps attacking Joe Biden and all, I mean, you get out there with the charts and shit. All right, I gotta go. This is getting pew, pew, pew. All right, my loves, I love you. And I will see you. There's Booty. I will see you very soon.